Understanding the concepts of growth and development is essential when learning to care for children. A skilled pediatric nurse must be able to integrate knowledge of both physical growth and psychosocial development into every healthcare encounter. Let's break these concepts down into a simple and easy to understand framework. Growth versus development. What's the difference? Growth refers to an increase in physical size. This includes measurable changes such as height, weight, blood pressure, and even the number of words in a child's vocabulary. Growth is the quantitative aspect of a child's physical changes. Development, on the other hand, is the qualitative increase in capability or function. This involves how a child's abilities, such as motor skills, e.g., sitting up or walking, cognitive abilities, like understanding language, and emotional growth unfold over time. Development occurs in response to the interaction between the child's innate abilities and the stimuli and support provided by the environment. Growth and development occur in a predictable and sequential manner. Although the exact age at which children reach certain milestones may vary, the order in which these milestones are achieved tends to be the same for all children. The two primary patterns of development that we use to understand these milestones are cephalocaudal development and proximodistal development. Cephalocaudal development, head-to-toe growth. Definition. Cephalocaudal development refers to the development that proceeds from the head downward through the body and toward the feet. Example, at birth, a baby's head is significantly larger in proportion than their body or extremities. In the first few months, babies learn to hold their head up before they can sit up, and they sit before they can stand. Similarly, walking, which involves the legs and feet, develops last during infancy. In simple terms, babies gain control of their head and neck first, then their trunk, and finally the legs and feet. Proximodistal development, center to outer growth. Definition. Proximodistal development refers to the growth that starts from the center of the body and moves out toward the extremities. Example, babies first develop control over their trunk, then their arms, and later fine motor movements in their fingers. For instance, babies will first learn to reach for objects before they can grasp them. They can hold things with their entire hand before they can pick up objects using just their fingers. In simple terms, babies gain control over their body's core first, followed by their arms, and finally their hands and fingers. The stages of development and key changes during childhood. During childhood, incredible changes take place in almost every aspect of development. Children experience major transformations in physical size, motor skills, e.g., walking, running, fine motor control, cognitive abilities, e.g., memory, thinking, language, speaking, understanding, sensory ability, e.g., vision, hearing, psychosocial patterns, e.g., emotional and social development. The role of nurses in developmental surveillance. As pediatric nurses, it's important to be able to identify whether a child is following normal developmental patterns. This allows us to spot any unexpected developmental findings early. Understanding these patterns helps nurses make informed decisions about the care needed for a child and their family. Here are a few things nurses do to support children's development. 1. Assess developmental progress. Regularly evaluate the child's growth and development during health visits to identify potential delays. 2. Provide anticipatory guidance. This means helping parents understand what developmental milestones are coming next so they can prepare and support their child's growth. For example, explaining that a 6-month-old might start sitting independently soon, or a 2-year-old will start developing more advanced language skills. 3. During illness. When children are sick, it's important to offer toys, activities, and comfort that are appropriate for their age and developmental stage. 4. Respond therapeutically. Nurses should interact with children in ways that meet their cognitive and language abilities. For example, using simple language and comforting actions for younger children, or engaging older children in conversation to make them feel comfortable. Developmental delays and special considerations. While most children follow a typical developmental path, there are situations where a child may need extra help. For example, developmental delays. If a child isn't reaching certain milestones at the expected age, such as not sitting up by 9 months or not speaking simple words by age 2, nurses can help refer the child for further evaluations or therapies. Adoption in special circumstances. Some children, like those who have been adopted or have experienced trauma, may face unique developmental challenges. In such cases, the nurse may need to provide additional interventions, such as counseling, specialized therapies, or working closely with adoption agencies. Conclusion. Understanding growth and development is crucial for providing the best care for children. By knowing how physical, motor, cognitive, and emotional abilities unfold over time, pediatric nurses can assess each child's unique developmental progress.